recognize we need to step away from being attached to the outcomes of what we do. Because why? Then we are determining not just the outcome, we're determining a way of acting and behaving. The one example I'm reminded of because you mentioned enemy and a competition, there's something interesting. It takes us again to the story between David and Goliath. Who is the more confident of the two? Goliath, right? We know the story. Okay? And what happened is, why was Goliath confident? Because he was bigger than David. With a sword in his hand and a shield, you couldn't beat him. All right? What did David do that allowed him to beat Goliath? He didn't play by the expected rules of the game. He changed the rules. Some might argue he was cheating. But then again, in war, what's fair? All right? As much as then we'll say, hey, wait a minute, who brought nuclear into the equation? We're supposed to just still be around with bayonets and knives and napalm, right? We're changing the rules of the game constantly. All right? In football, we argue and the rules of the game are changing. And some people come up with peculiar ways of playing the game, and then people have to sit and decide, wait a minute, is this appropriate or not? And yes, as much as they discuss something's appropriate, you and I will see it as inappropriate because it doesn't suit our vested interests. So what David did, he changed the rules of the game because he said the expectation was you will engage in short-arm combat with a sword and a shield. That wasn't his skill. He came in a way that was completely illogical and irrational. He came and used a sling and stones. Okay? He didn't have to come near 10 meters of the guy, because if he came within a meter, he would have been dead. He stood far enough and threw a stone, and given what I've read is that he had good aim because he was a shepherd, and he would have to deal with maybe hitting birds or some animals that would come close with his stones through the sling. He changed the rules of the game. Welcome to life. If we brought up the concept of overconfidence, it means I'm overconfident using a particular path to get to the result I want. What might happen is the path may become primitive or historic, and people develop another pathway. And because your pathway may be seen as long and tedious, the rules of the game will constantly change. Human beings are looking to, there's a nice word that goes around in Silicon Valley called hack it. That means what took you 10 steps may take you 1 step. Everyone's looking to hack it. Previously, if we call for a taxi, you had to phone, you had to call one of those metered taxis. Now you hack it. You got an app on your phone, it calls up some guy, his car is not even marked. All you know is his number plate. And in fact, 100 other people are telling you through your app that he's approved and accredited. That means, and he's of good quality. You don't know that with the meter taxi. So it's fascinating how we've hacked it, how the rules of the game have changed. And the rules of the game are constantly going to be changing. So the moment you become confident and believe, I've got it, you haven't got it. You have to be aware of the environment. Something for many of us, if it was about 30 odd years ago or 40 odd years ago, when you got a television at home, remember those big bulky televisions? How long did you keep that television for? Years, until it probably blew up, right? And you, as a kid, probably tried to get it to work again, right? Right? And the technology was fine. You just had about 6 channels which you had to get up and press. You know, it was something really funky if you could just touch the button, you know, right? And nowadays, how often does the television technology change? Right? You buy a new model of car. In fact, they speak of it. The model of car, I mean, now I assume we all drive at the speed regulated for obvious reasons of safety. In fact, they speak of that the biggest shift in cars is going to be in information technology, communications and entertainment. You know that central panel in your car? That is the biggest deal. because you want to be comfortable on your journey. If you are driving at the top speed, unless you got some gadget in your car that allows you to evade the cops, you all tend to drive at that speed. You've all got hopefully the best level of safety, all right? And it's kind of regulated as to the safety level. The biggest shift in cars is in the information, communications, and entertainment. That's what determining one car from the next, as much as one looks different to the other. The rules of the game are changing. Now when you buy a television, you are shifting it within days. As much as you become overconfident or you decide this is the way I can go into a particular game, recognize the rules of the game will change. Everything in this day and age, as much as we spoke of tribes, your tribe is changing. The people that you connect with is changing. There's app technology out there that allows you to enter a space where you can talk to anyone in the world about a topic that you enjoy. And you will find people from all over the world offering you information on that particular topic. And you will gravitate towards those tribes as such.